Every January, we tell ourselves, this year will be different. We buy the planner, join the gym, and make promises that genuinely feel possible. Then March quietly arrives. The planner gathers dust, the gym gets emptier, and those exciting goals slowly fade into another forgotten memory. If that sounds familiar, don't worry. You're not the only one who started strong and wondered later, why can't I stay consistent? Most people think the answer is laziness. Others blame weak discipline or lack of motivation. But the real reason is much more interesting. It isn't that you don't want success, it's that your brain is trying to solve a completely different problem than the one you think. Your brain isn't obsessed with helping you achieve goals 5 years from now. It's focused on helping you survive today with the least effort. For thousands of years, conserving energy was smart. Rest when possible. Eat whenever food was available. Avoid unnecessary risks whenever you could. That survival system kept our ancestors alive, but in today's world, the same system often works against the life we're trying to build. That's why grabbing your phone feels easier than opening a book. It's why watching another episode feels easier than starting today's workout. Your brain loves rewards it can enjoy immediately. Long-term goals ask for effort now while keeping the reward hidden somewhere in the future. Imagine someone offered you $10 today or $100 next year. Your logical mind chooses the 100. Your emotional brain hesitates. Consistency asks you to keep choosing the $100, even when your brain keeps pointing toward the easier 10 waiting right in front. Now imagine planting a seed in your backyard. You water it every day, yet nothing exciting seems to happen for weeks. Would you dig it up every morning just to check whether it's growing? Of course not. You trust the process beneath the soil. Personal growth works exactly the same way. The most important changes usually happen long before they become visible to anyone, including yourself. The first weeks in the gym rarely transform your body. Learning a language sounds awkward before conversations become effortless. Every skill begins quietly. Unfortunately, this is exactly where many people stop. They confuse invisible progress with no progress and leave before results have a chance to appear. The people who succeed aren't always more talented. They simply stay in the game long enough for small improvements to finally compound. Let's talk about motivation, because it's probably the biggest reason people keep starting over again and again. Motivation feels amazing. On good days, you believe nothing can stop you. You make plans, set goals, and picture an entirely new future. But motivation never promised to stay forever. It comes and goes like the weather, changing with stress, sleep, emotions, and everyday life. If your habits only exist on motivated days, they'll disappear whenever life becomes difficult, busy, or simply ordinary. Think about brushing your teeth. You probably don't wake up asking yourself whether you feel motivated enough to brush today. You do it because it became part of your routine. The decision disappeared, leaving only the habit behind. That's the goal with every meaningful habit. Stop asking yourself whether you feel like doing it and make it part of who you are. Highly consistent people aren't superhuman. They don't wake up excited every morning. They simply stop negotiating with themselves before every important task. The average person asks, "Should I work out today?" Consistent people already answered that question weeks ago. Now they simply show up. Every decision drains a little mental energy. The more often you debate your habits, the harder they become to maintain over time. That's why routines are so powerful. They replace endless decision-making with simple repetition, making good choices feel natural instead of exhausting. Here's something surprising. Most people don't need stronger willpower. They need fewer opportunities to make the wrong decision. Look around your room for a moment. Is your phone within reach while you're trying to focus? Is the television already waiting? Your environment quietly influences your choices all day long. Sometimes it encourages success. Other times, it silently invites distraction without you noticing. Imagine trying to eat healthier while your favorite snacks sit right on the kitchen counter. Every glance becomes another battle with temptation. Now imagine replacing those snacks with a bowl of fresh fruit. Suddenly, making a healthier choice requires much less effort than before. The same idea applies everywhere. Leave your workout clothes ready. Keep your book on the bedside table. Make good habits impossible to ignore. At the same time, make bad habits slightly inconvenient. Log out of distracting apps, silence notifications, or leave your phone in another room. You don't need to remove temptation completely. You simply need to make the better choice a little easier than the worse one. Now let's talk about something even more powerful than goals. It's the story you tell yourself about who you are. Many people say, I'm trying to become disciplined. That sounds positive, but it still suggests discipline belongs to someone else. Instead, try saying, I'm someone who finishes what I start. It feels different because your brain begins accepting it as part of your identity. Our actions naturally follow the person we believe we are. Identity quietly shapes behavior, even when we don't realize it's happening. That's why repeatedly calling yourself lazy or inconsistent becomes dangerous. Eventually, those words stop sounding like opinions and start feeling like facts. Replace those labels with better ones. Every small promise you keep becomes evidence that you're becoming someone reliable, patient, and consistent. Another mistake people make is believing success requires massive effort every single day. In reality, consistency grows from surprisingly small actions. Reading 3 pages may not feel impressive today. Walking for 10 minutes may seem too easy. But repeated daily, those actions become life-changing. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. It begins tiny, almost insignificant. But every turn adds more snow until it becomes unstoppable. Your habits work the same way. Small actions repeated long enough eventually create momentum that feels almost effortless to maintain. So stop chasing perfect days. Focus on today's small promise instead. Show up, do what you can, and let tomorrow take care of itself. 1 year from now, you won't remember every workout, every study session, or every early morning, but you'll live with the results they created. The life you want won't be built in one extraordinary day. It'll be built through ordinary days when you quietly choose not to give up.
Stop chasing motivation. Start understanding your mind. Subscribe to Inner Violet and learn how to think, not just react.